It's not surprising because we know that living wages are one of the issues that the industry has really struggled to move the needle on over the past decade or so. But as you said, our research this year found that only 10% of companies can evidence paying a living wage at any of their final stage factories. And when we look at the companies who can pay a living wage at all of their final stage factories, that actually drops to less than 1%, which is a really devastating figure.
Now, the report also showed that fashion companies perform poorly on the ethical supply chain benchmark. Can you talk us through what that means?
Absolutely. So our research assesses companies on 46 different questions covering 18 indicators of supply chain practice. So it covers a really broad range of ethical issues, including both social and environmental issues.
So also 40% of companies didn't know who supplies their raw materials and they have no project to trace them. Why is something like that important?
Tracing is one of the most important steps a company can take because it enables them to, first of all, understand where their materials and their fibres are actually coming from so that they can then put in place systems and policies to protect workers and the environment at those tiers.
The report also showed that there's a gap in the uptake of sustainable practices. Can you talk us through some of the ways fashion industry can be more sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, one of the most important things that we're calling on companies to do is actually elevate the importance of ethics and sustainability into high levels of the company, so at C-suite and board level, so that it can trickle down and have that importance throughout the company.
Now, one of the other aspects of this report also showed that footwear brands in particular scored quite poor in regards to how they respond to child and forced labour violations. Was that alarming?
Unfortunately, one of our findings this year is that the footwear industry has performed across the board about 10 points lower than the clothing industry. So we're really shining a light on footwear companies this year and asking them to improve the pace.
Now, is it all doom and gloom in the fashion industry? Has there been any companies which have really stepped up and made some improvements in the past few years?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, the companies that we have researched in previous years have actually improved the average this year, but we're also highlighting a couple of brands who are on our most improved list this year. So both Revenue and R.M. Williams have actually improved their score by over 20 points this year, so that's a really great effort from them.